If I asked you to write about your favorite movie, would you simply tell me the story, or would you try to convince me that it's worth watching? Pause for a second and think about that. Your answer decides exactly what type of writing you are doing. Many students assume an essay, an article, and a review are essentially the same thing. They are not. Confuse them in the exam, and you will lose easy marks. First, an essay discusses an idea to persuade. You present a logical viewpoint, essentially saying, I think. A review shares your personal experience and recommendation of something you've seen, meaning, I experienced. Finally, an article uses engaging facts to inform readers, asking, did you know? 3 different purposes require 3 different writing styles. Understanding that an essay requires you to analyze and support an opinion rather than entertain a reader is the critical first step to passing your exam. Once you know you're writing an essay, you need to establish the right tone. If you're writing to your best friend, casual phrasing works perfectly. But in an exam, you are writing for an educated examiner. This requires formal or neutral language. This visual shows exactly what that shift looks like in practice. Your writing doesn't have to sound overly complex. It just needs to be organized and respectful. Instead of writing, kids are crazy about phones, you convey the exact same meaning by writing, many teenagers spend a significant amount of time using smartphones. Let's test this out. Which sentence sounds more suitable for an essay? Option A, loads of people hate exams. Or option B, many students find examinations stressful. If you chose option B, you are correct. It sounds neutral, clear, and formal. But formal language isn't enough on its own. If you write, school uniforms are boring, you are just stating an opinion. Watch what happens when we add the highlighted text. School uniforms reduce bullying because students are judged less by their clothes. Now you have a supported opinion. High-scoring essays rely on explanation rather than mere statement. Even a perfect academic tone fails if it only carries plain opinions. Your marks come from the explicit, logical reasons and examples you use to prove your point to the examiner. This graphic organizer illustrates the 3 specific elements examiners evaluate when reading your essay: content, structure, and language. Think of these as the 3 pillars holding up your entire piece of writing. If even one pillar is weak, your overall score drops.
These are your 3 pillars of success. First up is content, which is your foundation. Next is structure, meaning your walls. And finally, language, which acts as the roof of your house. It is like a giant puzzle, right? If any single piece or pillar is weak, the whole shebang just collapses. You literally cannot build a heavy, fancy roof without a rock-solid foundation.
All right, let's talk about that foundation. Content is simply what you are actually writing about. Before your pen even hits the paper, you need to ask yourself a few things. Did I answer the prompt completely? Are all the required points in there? Did I support my ideas with clear reasons? And did I stay 100% focused on the topic? Here's the deal. Even the most beautiful, flawless English cannot save you if you fail to answer the actual question they asked.
Many students have excellent English vocabulary, yet they lose marks because their ideas aren't organized logically. That makes structure our top priority today. When an essay prompt asks you to discuss both sides of an issue, you use the balanced essay structure. Like laying a foundation for a building, you divide your writing into 4 specific blocks, where every paragraph serves a distinct purpose. Your first block is the introduction. Your job here is simple. Tell the reader what the essay is about and acknowledge that different opinions exist. Do not attempt to solve the debate yet. You can open with a neutral phrase like, nowadays, many people have different opinions about. Next is your first viewpoint. Explain one side of the argument and provide a clear example. You can signal this section to the examiner by starting with, on the one hand. Then you pivot to the opposite view. You discuss the counter-argument and support it with equal logic. Signpost this shift clearly by writing, on the other hand, or however others argue that. Finally, the conclusion. Do not introduce brand new facts here. Briefly summarize both viewpoints and definitively state your own opinion. A strong finish looks like, overall, both viewpoints have valid arguments. However, I believe. Treat your essay like these architectural blocks. When every paragraph has one specific, unchangeable job, it prevents you from rambling and allows the examiner to follow your logic effortlessly. Topic: Should students wear school uniforms? Pause and write one advantage. Let's look at an ideal response. School uniforms increase focus because students aren't distracted by fashion trends. Notice how it links the topic to an opinion, backed up logically. To summarize today's rules, always maintain a formal, neutral tone. Always back up your opinions with specific reasons and examples, and rigidly follow the 4-paragraph balanced framework of introduction, first view, opposite view, and conclusion.
Sometimes an exam is going to ask you to discuss only one opinion, and when that happens, do not waste a single second discussing the opposite viewpoint. Instead, you just want to use a simple, logical 4-step structure. Step 1, introduce your topic and your stance. Step 2, give your first supporting reason. Step 3, drop your second supporting reason. And Step 4, conclude. This simple framework keeps your entire essay completely focused on one side. To make this even easier, you can actually use specific sentence starters for every single step. Start your intro with, "There is no doubt that." Open your first body paragraph with "one important reason is," begin the second with "another reason is," and launch that conclusion with "overall, I strongly believe." These plug directly into our 4-step framework like a puzzle.
So, foundation, check. Walls, check. Now we need the roof, which is our language. You could have the perfect structure, but if your language is too basic, it just won't pop. For instance, saying kids are crazy about phones is fine, but it sounds like you are just chatting with a friend. Try this instead. Many teenagers spend a significant amount of time using smartphones. See that? We just upgraded everyday words into formal language, which has a hugely academic effect on the examiner. Same exact meaning, but a massive upgrade in tone.
Now, to make all those brilliant sentences flow smoothly together, we need transition words. These are literally the mortar holding the bricks of your essay house together. If you want to add a point, skip the word and. Go for furthermore or in addition. Need to show contrast? Try however or on the other hand. And when it is time to wrap up, use overall or in conclusion. Pronouncing these clearly in your head as you write and placing them correctly creates this incredibly smooth, logical flow from one sentence to the absolute next.
This leads us perfectly into another game changer, which is sentence variety. If every single sentence is short and choppy, the examiner's going to get bored. Listen to this example. Students enjoy technology. It makes learning interactive. Okay, those are 2 very short, basic sentences. But what if we combine them? Many students enjoy technology because it makes learning more interactive. Suddenly, we have a multi-clause structure. It sounds so much more mature, fluent, and highly academic.
Now let us look at a slightly more advanced trick called the non-defining relative clause. Now I know that sounds super complicated, but I promise you, it is actually really easy. It literally just means adding extra bonus information about a noun, separated by commas, to make your writing a bit richer. Check this out. The school library, which was renovated last year, is now visited by more students. Here is the cool trick. If you completely remove that extra clause about the renovation, the sentence still makes perfect sense. The extra info is just a really nice bonus, which is why it is called non-defining. Let us try one more. My brother, who studies engineering, enjoys writing essays. Dropping just 1 or 2 of these clauses into your essay is a brilliant way to show off your grammar range to whoever is grading your paper. All right, you made it to the final level. Final boss, what examiners actually want. Want to know a secret? They are not looking for the absolute most complicated words in the dictionary. Honestly, they just want to see that you can communicate your ideas clearly and effectively. So before you submit your next essay, run through this quick checklist. Did you answer the question completely? Are there clear paragraphs? Have you supported every single point with examples? Did you use formal or neutral language? And finally, did you use varied sentences and linking words? If you can get 5 yeses, you are absolutely on track for top marks. Before you actually start writing, always remember your planning steps. Underline the keywords, decide your essay type, plan out those paragraph ideas, and select your sentence starters. Taking literally just 3 minutes to do this is going to save you massive amounts of marks on the actual exam. We have covered a lot today, from upgrading vocabulary to logical structuring. But remember, the only way to truly level up is through practice. Use this framework on your very next prompt. If this explainer helped you out, be sure to like, share, and subscribe Nestlingua. Before you go, ask yourself, what is the one bad writing habit you are going to drop today?
Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.